Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm here with a different type of video. In this video, I have two hard drives, two scenarios different. Here, I'm going to show you guys how to repair your hard drive. This applies for a 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch for laptops. And before I get started, I want to just clarify a few things. There's many other components can go wrong in a dead hard drive. So I'm going to show you one of the most common issues that we get in the store with big hard drives and some of the small ones. So if your hard drive sometimes it reads and sometimes it stops reading, like you have a bad connection between the hard drive and the motherboard. People always say check your SATA cable, this and that. It's not always the problem with the SATA cable. SATA cable will last way longer. So don't go changing your SATA cable. I think it's your motherboard or anything like that. Then most of the issue comes from this port from the bottom. So I'm going to show in this video how to repair, how to fix it quickly. But just again, remember that the issue could be many other things. So before, if this video that didn't work for you guys, then try different methods. And this method is for the ones that actually get connected and disconnected. So let's get into it. For example, this client came in. This one right here is a Western Digital 500 gig. So I put in a dock station, I change cables, sometimes reads and it stops reading. It transfers like a few megs or few gigs and it shuts down and boots back on again. So, and it's not a dead hard drive, it's actually fixable. The issue is very commonly known, but the manufacturers keeps doing it the same thing. But if you buy a higher end hard drive, like a 2 or 3 or 4 terabyte hard drives, they actually won't do this so-called defect. It's not a defect, it's just done it in purpose. I'm going to explain it to you guys. So first thing first, we want to flip over your hard drive and we're going to see this electronic board right here. We're going to remove this electronic board. By removing it, I'm going to use my iFixit tool set and we're going to use a torque number 9. So we're going to remove this screw that holds the board on the hard drive. So just remove it. The screws are all the same size, so don't worry about mismatching them or anything like that. Yeah, like this is one of the major issues that we get. So it could be a dead hard drive, dead platters, dead headers, or other issues too. But this one doesn't cost you anything, and you can actually do it. You can call it as a service. Once we remove, we can just simply lift up the board. All right, be careful with the contacts right here, and you can see this is the motor and the connected for the motor. And the reason that after a few gigs of transfer it turns on and off or it doesn't detect, the issue is between the connectors here and the board. If you look closely, you're gonna see this oxidation on the pins. These oxidations right here prevent from the pins touching the board, and it does touch a little bit when it starts transferring files quickly, and the voltage, it just makes a resistance and it creates a more oxidized. So we're gonna clean this, and the easier way to clean this one is with a what do you call it? I'm gonna use a baking soda, and we're gonna use an alcohol, 100% alcohol and a baking soda. I have my baking soda inside here. So what do you want to do first? Let's grab a little working towel. Put the working towel right on top. You're going to apply a little bit of baking soda right on the pins. Just like that, and just spread them apart. And then you want to apply the alcohol. This is an isopropylic alcohol. Doesn't matter if you hit other chips, nothing's going to happen. Now, what you want to do, you want to grab with your finger, with the palm of your finger right there, or whatever you call this, right here. And you just want to gently keep rubbing it for a few seconds. Keep going for 10, 20 seconds if you need to. And you're going to see the magic happen. And you're going to use the towel to clean it up. Apply more alcohol. and then do a little bit more cleaning. All right, now you can see, look what's the difference right now. Now the pins are actually different color. They're actually nice and clean. You don't need to buy any contact cleaner or anything like that. These two items is like you can always have it around the house, and it's really useful to clean this one. Now that we clean this one, we can actually go ahead and put it back on, and the hard drive is gonna work fine. But if you want to prevent this one from happening again, there's a simple solution for that. And let's put this to one side for a second. I just want to show you guys how you can repair this so it doesn't actually it starts going the same way, because these metal pads they oxidize after a few they use because the voltage that transfers in between them. To prevent this, the companies actually know what to do, and they do actually apply this to different lineup of the hard drives, different brand. Even this Western Digital, different higher brand, they actually do it too. So I'm gonna open this. This one is a Toshiba one. So we're gonna open it up and see if we have the same result in here. And you're gonna see that they actually know about the issue, but they do it anyway. So I guess they want to sell more. So we're gonna remove this one. As you can see, this one has actually a thermal pad. This one didn't have any thermal pad. It had the space for the thermal pad, but there was no thermal pad in here. But in this version, it was a little more premium. They actually put a thermal pad so the board lasts longer. And also, if you pay attention, look at this one here. The pins are not oxidized. The reason it's not oxidized is because they apply a soldering iron with the solder. They have a solder right on the pins, and the solder doesn't oxidize. So we're gonna do the same thing on this board. People keep saying is a defect, is not defect, is made this way so it fails after some time. So what we wanna do, we wanna grab our soldering iron, grab any soldering iron. This one is an electric one. So we're gonna let it heat up to 320, 360 degree. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna use a solder, and we're gonna use a flux. I'm using a RMA-218 flux. You can use any type of flux. So what we want to do, we want to grab a little bit of flux, and we're going to apply right over the pins, over the pads, I mean. Okay, it just doesn't matter how much you want to apply, but we can clean it the excess at the end. All right. All right. Now that we have that one right there, let me get this cord right here. We're going to grab a little bit of the solder from on the tip of the iron, and we're gonna apply them right over here. So just apply the solder right over the pads. You don't want but too much. If you too much, just play around, make sure you have even solder on all of them. Right. Now what I'm gonna do, let me get closer. Now let me clean up a little bit so you guys can see. I applied the solder, but the solder is not evenly on every pad. They have some more in one and a little bit less on the other one. So what you want to do, you just want to do one pass over each pad. Just do one or two pass until you see a nice even. Let's apply a little bit of flux. There we go. There. Just do one pass and come to the end and let go. Same thing for the other row. Do on both rows. If you have a little, this one needs a little more, so I'm just gonna apply a little more. There we go. Now we're gonna do some cleaning. Now look at that. These pads will never go they will last forever. They're not gonna go bad, and that contact is gonna be solid with the pins, and everything else is gonna work fine. All right, now to install it back in, simple, clean up the board and place it right in there where it's supposed to be. I'm guessing it was right there. You want to clean the back of the pads, you can do it, but it is not necessary. Actually, there's nothing here. The pads are all the way over here. So yeah. So we're gonna put the screws back in. And this way, this hard drive is not gonna have any problem transferring files or failing if it was disconnecting. So you can actually recover your files or keep using the hard drive. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys liked it, click that thumbs up button, and I'll really appreciate it. If you have any requests, leave them in the comments area. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.